Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing really well. This is this week's Oracle reading, the 15th through the 21st of April. I am so excited to see what's going to come through for us. And I am currently still in the post eclipse integration energy, and I feel like we're collectively have been like all shaken up in different ways, and we're finding ways to settle, finding ways to integrate and kind of dissect what's come through for us and what is still coming through, because there's still so much happening. So if you're really tired, if you're having crazy ascension symptoms, you're not alone. Ascension symptoms could be anything from headaches, kind of feeling like you have a cold or a flu. Mine, congestion is still clearing. So that, body aches. There's been a lot of body pressurization, if you will, where it just feels like your body's heavy, or there's literally like tight air kind of compressionizing our bodies. Not sure if that's a word, but let's see what our guidance is for this week with the Oracle deck, Sovereign Vibrations Oracle, coming soon. A couple more weeks now. It will be available and I can ship it out to you. You can pre-order now. Each card, again, if you're new to the Oracle deck, has sound baths for each card. So there's 63 cards, 63 sound baths, and a guidebook explaining the intentions, all of that. And there's an intro video as well. And a little bonus that you get is also a 30-minute reading with me and kind of like an introductory to it. And a couple other fun things that I'm going to keep as a surprise. So yeah, let's tune in and see what our guidance is, what we need to know right now. And then we'll go in with the tarot. We're going to use the Muse Tarot deck. But let me know, of course, how you guys are feeling. How has this, we're already mid-April, which is crazy. Oh, spring time, fall in the southern hemisphere, all of the things. What is our guidance for this week? And of course, as always, take this as you will. Use your intuition. This is a general reading, so some of it may apply and resonate, some of it may not. Oop. And that's totally okay. I am also offering again soon, very soon, individual readings as well. If you feel guided more to the tarot and oracle reading type stuff instead of a channeling or a healing, that is now going to be available starting mid-May. So that can be found if you want to feel guided to book a reading, and I can read for you. So we got 3 cards. I feel guided to pull one more. Just hesitating there. There we go. Okay. Ooh, okay. So beginning with the tarot, the first card that we had were 2 uncovered or flipped over. Sorry, this Mercury retrograde's also getting my speech and my brain fog kind of coming in. So bear with me. The first card we got was the Violet Flame card. It's a bit of a glare, sorry. So you can kind of see it, the light's glaring on it a little bit, but a swirling purification energy, which is beautiful for what we've been going through, right? Extra purification. The affirmation is, I ignite the violet flame of purification to cleanse and release all that no longer serves me and my surroundings. So I love using violet flame, especially in space clearing, in terms of like our homes, where we work, even setting the intention to have that go out into the world if you're going to travel or even driving to work. It adds an extra layer of protection, and you're really working with your senses, working with your team. This card to me is very much also connected to dragon energy. You can kind of see the sacred geometry. Oh, that's better. See the sacred geometry, the swirling energy, even in the flames. So if you've been feeling these ascension symptoms, even allow yourself to bathe in the energy of violet flame. We're being reminded of the tools we can use, right? The second card we got was Shadow Integration, which, sorry, I'm getting used to this camera. I love this. Like, I laughed when this came out because I've been saying integration so much because we're really integrating our shadow. And funny enough, that's what next week's channeling event will be mainly about for us, is integrating our shadow. So I love this. The affirmation is, I embrace all aspects of myself. I find sovereign alignment when the shadow of my experience has freedom to express and merge with the light of my soul. So kind of going deeper into this, and I know that affirmation kind of sounds very abstract. A lot of these affirmations were kind of channeled in a poetic way. I love writing poetry, so this came in through that way. But what I see as our shadow self, there we go, sorry. Our shadow self are the aspects that either are our wounds that are hard to accept, either what we see as our flaws, the parts that we don't always show people or even let ourselves see and feel. But the importance of integrating them and letting them have space allows us to find more wholeness, allows us to not be so hard on ourselves, so that the inner critic can quiet down, so that we can even give ourselves that limitlessness to be brave and try new things and not let those limitations of, oh, I'm gonna fail or whatever it is, right? Using them as examples of truths why not to do something. And usually that's old protection mechanisms, old survival instincts. The ego wants to keep us safe. So that part is our shadow, right? We're always going to have our ego. We're always going to have some type of identity. And so we're always going to have a shadow. It's like even just being out in nature, there's light and darkness. There is both. There is that sovereignty we can find and practice and trust that we are meant to have that for our wholeness and to wield it with powerful integration. And I'm being pulled to the violet flame. So if you're feeling like you need some assistance, like something's really having a hard time integrating into your shadow, call in that violet flame energy. And it could be easy as violet flame, like saying it like that, right? It doesn't have to be super in-depth or take a long time. Like you don't have to meditate for hours on end for this to work or for you to integrate your shadow. I am hearing like journaling or mindful movement, I'm hearing. So maybe intentionally moving your body so that maybe it's something physically you're working through. Maybe you've been having a lot of pain or there's an imbalance and it's been hard to accept yourself because of that or whatever it is, right? So being open and curious to what that integration needs to look like for you. And it can be different all the time. Like for me, it's different. Sometimes I need to just walk in nature. Sometimes I need to journal. Sometimes I need to kind of disconnect so that I'm not really trying to do anything. I'm just being in the void. So the third card we got was the radial labyrinth. And the affirmation is, my heart holds the keys to unlocking my divine pathway home. I see love in all things and trust my soul's voice wherever the path may lead me. So in connection to the shadow integration with the radial labyrinth, if you have ever been in an actual labyrinth where they make it with stones or even like a maze, right? You don't always know where you're going. And that's part of kind of the human experience, right? We can think we know where we're going. We can think we know the pathway, but things shift, things change. Sometimes we're forced to go back and repeat something or re-look at something, re-examine it in order to have a better clarity of the pathway or learn the lesson deeper. So allowing yourself, because maybe I'm hearing as we integrate the shadow, we then are questioning where are we going then? How are we thought we were going one way, and if we heal and integrate the shadow, then where are we moving to? Or how is this pathway making fully sense? Or maybe I'm hearing this way, we're not going to know the right steps. And that's okay. It's the intuitive understanding and reconnection to that part of trusting the universe, trusting ourselves, trusting the journey, trusting that we're led in the right direction at the right time, and that it may look really scary and confusing, but there is purpose and reason to it all, if that makes sense in connection to that. The last card we got of the Oracle deck is the throat chakra. And I'm hearing this in the way too of allowing yourself to voice what you've been afraid to, what you've been keeping in the shadows, and even the pathway or the dreams, the places that you've been wanting to go, vocalize them even to yourselves, right? Affirmations, affirming it even to yourself out loud, of trusting you're going for your dreams, even though there may be a shadow aspect that's keeping you in fear. Whatever that may be in your life, it could be for any type of situation, I'm saying. The affirmation for throat chakra, the throat chakra, is I express myself freely. My truth flows easily and effortlessly. I am heard. So a situation or a scenario that's coming up for me through this too is maybe it's also you've had trouble expressing yourself. Every time you've expressed yourself, maybe to family, to friends, in your partnerships, whatever it is, it has been met with either anger, conflict, belittling. It's made you feel unsafe. It's made you fear being open. And then that way too, you don't take the pathway that you're really wanting to. You're afraid to walk that pathway or even discover what that is because it's been so locked away. So as you're healing, as you're purifying, right, you're being asked to trust that it's safe to integrate what may have been locked away so that you can walk on the pathway. You can speak your truth. Maybe you actually are, I'm hearing channeling, speaking to big groups, speaking about something you want investments in, I'm hearing too. So whatever that is, it's super exciting because you are being supported in it, right? We're all being supported in our own way to integrate what's been holding us back, what we've been deeming as unattractive even. Maybe it's accepting your body in a whole new way. So then that way too, your health journey can expand or whatever, right? Beautiful. The energy is so like electric right now. I have tons of energy, and before I started this I was like, I don't know if I should record today. I'm tired, but I'm feeling energized. So let's go in with the tarot and see what other information we need to know a little bit more in depth from these cards. I love these cards together, by the way. I've never had them come out in this pattern. So let's see what we need to know. I'm hearing too, we're all kind of being forced into a void space right now. And that can make us really question the pathway again. Question if the pathway is actually the safest route, where to go. Yeah, we get the moon card. So there's a lot that we want answers to, the illumination on, and this came out underneath the radial labyrinth card. So I'm hearing this full moon, which we're having next week, right? On the day of the channeling event, funny enough, all about shadow integration, embracing the shadow. The full moon might illuminate your pathway to you. So even putting the intention of allowing yourself to integrate that shadow, allowing that full moon to really open it up to you. And it may be scary because our emotions are tied into this, right? The moon carries our water energy, the emotions. So there could be a lot of emotions even coming to the surface as you're integrating, as you're releasing. To me also, shadow integration is about purging what has been locked away, what has been deeply subconsciously connected to ourselves that we've been afraid to let come to the surface. So if you've been feeling emotional, it's okay. Wow. So we get the Temperance card in reverse right under the throat chakra, and we have the Six of Emotions right next to it upright. And this card is all about kind of being lost in nostalgia, and maybe there's more emotions we need to heal from our childhood, inner child healing, I'm hearing. So the Temperance in reverse is giving us this permission to release what's been on our hearts, release it. And the throat chakra above it is saying, speak it out. Maybe it's even writing it out, journaling it out, and then saying what you wrote out loud so that you're manifesting it out of the body. There can be just a lot right now happening internally that we're being guided to just let it come into the 3D, right? And when we do that, we have heart expansion, page of emotions. We're opening up to a new journey of heart expansion, of trusting ourselves, of showing up in the world because we've integrated our shadow, because we're not afraid of showing up, maybe, right? Or afraid to have an open heart. That could be another huge thing where we've been holding in grief, holding in places of our journey that have been really tough to handle. So we've been closing off, we've been trying to protect, we've been even in that way self-sabotaging from living our best life, from integrating the shadow, from speaking our truth. Wow, yeah. Let's see, anything else? So I'm also seeing when I'm being pulled to the Violet Flame card, if you do feel guided to journal, maybe we're meant to, this lighting, I'm sorry guys, this card's hard to see with this light. In terms of if you feel guided to write, maybe within integrating the shadow, allowing yourself to then safely burn that paper and ask in the violet flame energy to come in and fully purify. That could even help soul contracts, karmic cycles, limiting beliefs. You can have that be quantum intention to heal, generational healing, right? Maybe it's writing a letter to a family member that you haven't been able to talk to and really share and express. And to this day, you may not feel safe to even say it now, but you have the opportunity to do it within your own way that you need, that gives you that weight lifted, that gives you that permission to say what you need to say. And they don't have to read it, right? Everyone's sensitive to some degree, and even those who are very closed off, their soul is still feeling what's happening, even if their body may not be open to it, right? So I keep hearing, trust it's safe to show up, trust it's safe to speak your truth. And the more you do, the more you will attract people that align with you. The more you also will get clarification on if that person that you are sharing with, whatever that situation may be, however they receive your truth when you speak, that can also be your answer of if your energy is worth continuing to go there, if that makes sense. Take that as you will, because I'm seeing it in a way of like, we might have, or there might be situations where we've been giving and giving and giving, and yet there's not this embrace of proper exchange. There's a codependency, there's an imbalance. So yeah, stepping into a whole new masculine energy. We get the Emperor card. Trusting within the power of our actions, trusting in this new masculine energy coming online for the collective, I'm hearing too. There's a lot clearing around our hearts, no matter what gender we are. There's feminine and masculine energy in everything, right? So allowing yourself to be open to this new way of integrating the shadow. Because a lot of the times when we're in shadow too, we can be hyper defensive, which can be more masculine, especially as females. I think a lot of us have been taught to step into our masculine energy to survive, right? And that's not serving anyone, but it's been something that's happened for generations. So when we can heal this need to be in our masculine, which is to me a part of the shadow aspect, right? Because it's an imbalance. It's a fear of being more feminine in any way. But when we do that, we allow this new masculine energy to be balanced within our hearts, to be a whole new way of coexisting with one another, with each other. Wow. I'm feeling a lot leaving the back of my body too. So there's a lot clearing in the past, I'm hearing. Yeah, we get the Two of Voices. There's a lot, even funny, she's pulling to the back of her head. So it's like this energy that we've been holding. Maybe there's been a lot of neck problem stuff, a lot of tension in the neck and shoulders coming up to be released. So allow that to move your body. Yeah, and then we get the Queen of Voices. This is all about being in this divine, feminine, powerful, speaking of our truth, the crone energy. Trusting in our power. The reason we have our voice is to share, to be our unique self, to allow that to be our medicine. I'm hearing too. I'm getting there. Maybe some of you are learning to be a teacher, because there's healing happening within what we say, right? We're teaching others by our actions. Yeah. Balancing, again, this manifestation, the Two of Materials, Two of Pentacles, balancing into a manifestation of our voice. Maybe some of you are also singing. Beautiful. Anything else for us today? Wow. Yeah, so I'm getting the visual that there's been so many of us that have been working so deeply on our individual selves with the intention to help the collective that let me get the wheel, that I see this massive group of all of us, and that we all have wings, and we're walking toward like a gateway, but no one else can see the gates. No one else can see the pathway. That it's okay if not everyone understands where you're going or what you see to be your dream life, to be your goals. And I know it can feel soul crushing to not have that support sometimes, or for other people to see you in the way that you are being shown to go or to be, to create. But we're all moving. And when I say all, it's this group of, again, like angelic beings. We're all stepping into this whole new place. And they're showing me it's because of that shadow integration. Like we're being rewarded by this portal of energy coming in for us. This pathway is opening up in a whole new way. And the gates open, and we are just literally, we all enter in our own way. Like I see some flying, I see some even crawling, but in this way of like being silly, being playful. And as we walk through that threshold of the gate, we even look different, we sparkle, we're all colorful and different and expressing in our own way. Kind of like the shadow integration card, like this colorful energy emerging from the darkness. So trust it's happening. It's happening on an energetic level for sure. It really is. This is confirmation that you're doing it, that we're all doing it. And some people may not understand and are on different pathways. And that's okay. We need to all be in our own place of where we're at. Oh, wow. This is powerful. I'm so excited for you guys. I'm so excited for you. Whoever this resonates for, whoever like feels this too, it's happening for all of us as a collective for sure. But even I keep hearing, like, even if it doesn't seem like color is around, like it's just really dark, it's coming. So use purification. Trust your energetic body. Trust your teams there. Even if you don't feel them, they are there. You're going to be more and more expanded into this energy. Yeah, we get the Star card. Look at that download coming into her. Trusting, looking into the future. Sacred geometry around her. The Queen of Inspiration. More downloads. Surrender. The sun codes I'm hearing. So we're still integrating the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse, all of it. We got the moon card, right? So maybe this is a sign for you to also get out into nature more so that you feel the downloads, you feel grounded. And then we get the Two of Cups card. So there's love coming in. So maybe this is also healing within your romantic relationship, or even just your relationship within yourself, so you can attract beautiful love. This balancing effect, right? The Two of Cups is about that harmony within the masculine and feminine energy, that fulfillment. We also had the Two of Pentacles. So look at this beautiful balance, materially and emotionally. We got the mental imbalance of the Two of Voices, but I mean, the mind is always trying to play tricks on us and try to keep us safe. So tune into the emotions, tune into what gratitude you can find within the elements of your life already, in nature. And trust again that the wheel is spinning. Things are never constant. We're always in a new phase. Look at the moon phases, right? There's a divine timing that's like a clock in the center of this wheel. Trust that you will move into the next phase, the next expansion, the next pathway, portal. It is happening. But if we don't allow ourselves to even be curious about what's our shadow, or even the parts that we just say, oh, I'll deal with that later, or we become aware of something and we don't think it's that big of a deal. And I can relate to this. For example, when I have been remembering childhood trauma that happened, and for the past couple years as it's come up, initially I was like, oh, okay, cool, that happened, great. Moving on. You know, kind of spiritually bypassing it, be like, okay, I get it, but not giving myself the grace, the time, the compassion to grieve it, to really let it out, to even journal to my inner child and ask that little Renee what she needs. So maybe I'm hearing too, it's knowing you're safe to go really deep. And if you've been feeling resistant towards it, that's also a sign it's time to go in. Listen to your body. Whatever your body is telling you right now, that is what to listen to. It's not the mind. Maybe the body is having like panic attacks. Maybe there's this anxiety feeling. There's these things triggered from the mind. But when we can silence it in terms of tuning into our hearts, asking the question, what does my body need? What is my body telling me right now? Breathing. And you'll start to listen and hear the intuition more than the mind. Because if there's an imbalance in the body, that's what's trying to speak to you. If that makes sense. It's safe to integrate the shadow. It's safe for you to let all of your aspects have space. Your anger, your jealousy, your sadness, whatever that emotion is, it's safe to let it come to the table and sit with you and say what it needs to say, to feel it. Maybe it's letting yourself get some anger out in a really healthy, safe way. Hitting a pillow on a bed, crinkling paper, tearing paper, again, burning paper very safely, like journaling, violet flame stuff. But again, no matter how much work you do right now, we're all still being rewarded. Because it's also not about, oh, I have so much to heal, it's never ending, constantly looking for something to integrate. There is a balance here, right? Because healing is not linear. We're always going to revisit something. There's always going to be a way of us going deeper, healing more, knowing more, letting go of something in a whole new way. So trusting that it's safe to also take it easy. Maybe that's part of the shadow aspect where it's you've been hyper vigilant, you've been working nonstop, it's healing, healing, healing. I have to get better, blah, blah, blah. I'm not good enough until I feel X, Y, and Z complete, or I attract love, or I have a certain amount of money in the bank, whatever that is. All those things will come, but if you keep focusing on what's not happening and wanting the journey to be a certain way, it's not this surrendered divine path. We're not meant to micromanage the universe or really be hard on ourselves. That can also be a part of the shadow, right? Maybe you grew up with a very strict parent conditionally loving you. So we echo that same way of being to ourselves. We conditionally love ourselves. I have that. You're not alone in that. So it takes time. It's not gone tomorrow. It's not gone in an instant. It's this tuning of our frequency, right? Gently reminding ourselves and speaking to that part with really so much love. I know you're scared right now. I know you want your life to look a certain way in order to feel worthy enough or lovable. But we're doing it a different way now. We don't have to be in survival mode. We don't have to be perfect. I love you anyway, right? Speaking to ourselves like that. I feel guided for one more card, but I hope that makes sense. I hope that supports you in whatever you're going through. I'd love to know if this resonates a lot for me. It's funny, the expectations we put on our dreams, right? Or our lives in general. Yeah, we can look at, oh, this didn't manifest the way I wanted to. I'm a failure. But she's looking at the cup that's not full. But there's so many, 3 more, 4 more cups. Release what you expected your life to look like or certain things to happen. Because when we do that, we get so much more emotionally fulfilling. We get new community. We get to dance. We get to embrace abundance in a whole new way. We allow for abundance. We allow for that gateway to open because we're like, oh yeah, it's okay to go in that direction. It's okay to speak my truth. It's okay. I can speak my truth. I can do what I need to. And I love how this blue, there's so many cards, this blue energy connects. And within it, I'm feeling this energy of the root chakra merging with the throat. So instead of speaking from old survival, we're speaking from this grounded place of confidence. Beautiful. Okay, I feel complete for this reading. I hope again that supported you in some way. Sorry, my chair is really squeaky. But yeah, if you feel guided to the channeling event, it is April 23rd at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and all about shadow integration, embracing our shadow. I will be channeling for the group's energy, so it will probably be an overall sounding voice for the group and whoever tunes in after. But it's always such a fun experience. An hour-long channeling event. We meet and talk about what everyone needs in the group or is needing support in. And it can be anything even beyond the theme of what is intended. And then I channel within the intention of supporting everyone. So, and then we talk on the end or at the end of how things went. So yeah, it's so exciting. What was I going to say? My brain went blank. But yeah, I'm really excited. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. You can reserve your spot in the links below. And if you feel guided to get my Oracle deck, it is available. I will be shipping them out starting May 1st. So, oops. Okay. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I love you all so much. Hope you have a beautiful week. And I will see you for the Scorpio full moon next week. Bye.